Okay, so I'm going to talk about making sodium alginate beads and worms. And to begin, I need to weigh out 2 grams of sodium alginate mixed with 100 milliliters of water. So I have this scale here, and it is tiered or set to 0. And let's see. So sodium alginate is a common food additive, so it's fairly safe. It's better to use food grade just to be extra safe. So now that we have that measured out, we're going to make the solution by mixing it in this blender. So I already measured out 100 milliliters of water here, so I'm going to add that. Then I'm just going to add this, and we're just going to blend it. So this is the sodium alginate solution, the 2% one, with 2 grams with 100 milliliters of water. So I just blended this, and if it starts to get kind of foamy, you can actually let it sit overnight till the bubbles subside, and then that's the one solution. Okay, so with your sodium alginate solution, I only made a tiny bit, but you want to partition this into little different amounts, and then you'll add food coloring because it will make it more fun. So I'm going to make turquoise, and I'm only making a little, and I'm only going to do one color, so I don't really need to separate this into different parts. So here's that. And let's add a drop of green. So I'm just going to mix this. There you go, now it's fun. So just make it whatever color you think will be fun. And that's going to make the sodium alginate beads and worms stand out later when you add it to the other solution. So the other solution, the calcium chloride solution, it's going to be a 5% solution. So that means the ratio is going to be 5 grams per 100 milliliters of distilled or DI water. So let's measure some out. So this is tiered already, or set to 0. Oops. I'm going to just put this extra stuff here. It's good not to put stuff back in the original container. You might contaminate it. So there we go, there's 5. Okay, so I already measured out this distilled water, and I'm going to mix this. Oh, and some safety to know about calcium chloride. This one's a little bit more hazardous, so it's not good for touching, so that's why I'm wearing gloves. Additionally, it's actually worse for your skin when it's dissolved in a solution, so when it's in water. However, you don't need to be too afraid of it because this is actually commonly used when roads are really icy. That's used so that you can drive over the ice. And yeah, it's also used in cheese making. So it's not the worst thing touch, but you should not touch it. Basically, it's not the worst thing to handle, but you should not touch it. So yeah, there you go. I have my solution. And here's the sodium alginate solution we did earlier. Now, what you're going to do is you can either take a dropper or a squeeze tube, and you can just go ahead and start making your beads and worms. So right here I'm going to drop it in. Oh look, it's floating. It's already a bead. So it made one bead. Another one. So I don't want to waste a good squeeze tube, so I'm just going to show that basically what you get is just however you dispense it. So look, now it's a worm. It just really depends on how you dispense it into the calcium chloride solution. So look, you can pick it up. So that's pretty neat. And then also, if you want to take these worms home, you can put them in a little plastic bag. So, to open this, make sure it's well drained, let it trickle down first, and go ahead and put it in the bag. Oh, some more safety. So, you're going to want to dilute the calcium chloride when you get rid of it, so the extra stuff, it's normally safe once it's 1%, and this is at 5%, so you could either just keep using it up until you just have this gel, or you can just run it down the sink with water, and pretty much if you just keep running the water on for a bit, it's going to be diluted enough where it's safe. Also, just some more information, you should not eat this product. It's not really for eating. However, it's interesting to know that this is actually a substance that's used in bandages. So that's just fun to know. So it's not really the most toxic thing in this form, but you should probably still not touch it too much. And there you go.